Hey guys, you're watching the Roselyn Omaka show, and today I am with a very special guest, another member of the new movie, The Reading. Say what's up, Lisa.
What's up?
Are you excited?
I'm super excited. I think it just became real for me when I saw
Really?
the preview.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is very true.
Because it's so funny. We filmed this back in 2020, so mid quarantine or
Yeah.
on the brink of it.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of you're hearing about it. In theory, you know there's a movie cooking up, but when you see the preview, it becomes like, oh, we made a movie, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the trailer looks amazing.
They killed it. Everyone, the beats, the music is and then the special effects, you're like,
ooh. Tell everybody, what was your character, what was your part in the movie?
So I play Ashley Leedon, which is the sister-in-law and the PR agent for Monique. So Monique's character, basically she loses her family to a home invasion. And then she has some bad press with my sister Sarah Alavi's character. And so I kind of turned the tables. And I think, from my perspective, my backstory is naturally you want to look out also for your family. So you want to control the narrative a little. Yeah. So that was my approach to the character is she could come off, to be honest, she was written kind of unlikable. But for me, when I read it, I was like, no, she's just a little protective of her family, and she wants to make sure the story's being told right. So my character's the one that arranges for Sky and her group of friends to come in and do a reading for Emma. Mm-hmm. And that is where all the mischief begins. I know. I'm looking what else happens, and I know you all have to watch it. You have to support and watch it. Because really you're limited on what you can say, too. But
yeah, that's true. I mean, now that's really curious when it comes down to preparing for this role. How did you prepare? How did your headspace get to this?
So my character, I'm playing a little older in it too. Mm-hmm. So I made sure I stayed more dry sarcasm. If I had something to say, I tried to keep it very, a little more monotone, well, that's good. A little more.
Why do you make it sound boring?
Just a little more rooted versus my natural personality. If I'm engaging, okay. I do tend to use sarcasm in my speech, but I'll be a little bit more upbeat about my expressions and how I talk. So I took that into consideration. For me, it was really important, though, again, to go back to trying to get to the heart center of why this character is the way she is. Because, again, she was written in a way that when people read her, they're like, I don't know about her. One. Yeah, I don't know that. So for me, I had to look at it and say, because if you're playing a role, you have to have compassion and empathy for why they are the way they are. You can't judge a character and play at the same time.
That's actually really important.
You have to sit in the seat of how they think, and you have to validate their reasoning for why they react the way they do.
Did that take you a long time to study this particular character and getting into this role?
So for me personally, she actually did take me a beat to get into it. She didn't come naturally. Sometimes when I read a character, it comes extremely natural because every character, I feel like you see a part of yourself usually in it, and you can relate to that, and then you can form other parts around it. Yeah. I had to create a backstory in my mind of why I would relate to her. And that went back to, the family. Her brother, she lost her brother. She lost her niece and nephews in this home invasion. So naturally, she's going to want to control the narrative.
Of course.
Get in on that. Yeah. Even though the family maybe passed, and that's part of the premise of the movie, that's why she's this way. So it was important for me to create those storylines.
That is cool. That is really cool. I'm just thinking when it comes down to you can't even relate. If you had to think about a time span, how long did it take you to feel like you can start relating to the character? And when did you realize I got it?
So we auditioned, we did an open call audition, which is like so cool and synchronistic because Sarah, my sister, who plays Rachel Gates in the film, she did an audition with Brandy Specs for a commercial. And then Brandy Specs, who was connected to this project, she's the one that was like, y'all need to submit and show up to this open call. So we always throw it back to Brandy, like, hey, we did this because of you.
Like thank you.
Thank you so much. Like, and so she just sits on her heart for that. Because we would have never known about the audition. But we showed up for the audition. We did an open call maybe the end of October. And then December 2nd, we were filming. So it was a quick turnaround from the time of audition to the time we were filming. But I would say it was probably like the third time I read the script that I was no longer trying to find her. I just settled into it. Once I created the backstory and I created the whys at the root of it, then the rest is easy. And the thing is, that's the same thing for memorizing lines or tapping into emotion.
Yeah.
For me to tap into emotion or to memorize lines, I can memorize fast and I could tap into emotion fast if I just put myself in the empathic perspective of she's feeling this. Like, I would just naturally feel this.
No, I like that.
And then it's not about acting. It's just the rest is reacting because I already know my truth as the character. So,
I like that. What do you feel, in your opinion, is the most powerful part in the movie or the most powerful scene? If you can't say anything or hint, I know you can't, but if you can tease us with something, anything, I'm begging.
Well, I can't share much. You just have to watch it.
Okay.
But what I would say,
or the highlight,
it's going to be full of twists and turns. And I feel like what would be the most powerful scene for me would be different for each person because we each have our
own story, experiences.
But I can't really share that because that might, that would give away some details.
Okay, well, how about this? Describe the movie with 3 words. 3 is my favorite number.
I love 3.
Just like, okay.
3's a charm.
Yeah.
We grew up like 3 boys, 3 girls. So yeah.
Oh.
Well, dad, 2 brothers, mom, 2 girls. So
I like that.
Maybe not 3 boys, 3 girls.
So
but I love 3. It's like, well, I think it'll be a roller coaster that you have to experience. And I do feel like I'm not good. Obviously, I'm not picking words. I'm just going into details. But it's going to be a roller coaster that I think you have to watch a few times to really catch. And I think those are the ones that stick with you.
Yeah.
I could speak for me. Like, my favorite suspense movies are from the 90s. Like, 90s, early 2000s. Like, I love them. Oh, yeah. I go back. I'll watch those. Like, rewatch. And the love stories that were so good, too. Like,
I'm a romantic. I'm really corny.
Too, but are you
so corny?
But are you picky on the type of romance? Because I'm picky about the romantic movies. I'm like, was there build up? No, there was attraction at the beginning, but there was some tension leading up. Don't tell me that was that easy.
Yeah, usually people like all the tension and all the drama.
Yeah, I like a little build up. Yeah,
okay.
Like I love Memoirs of a Geisha, for example, because the whole time she's losing.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Ooh, it's good. I love that. And then I love also love stories that aren't necessarily love stories that have a little love in the subtext. So like Me and Joe Black, Legends of the Fall, because they're really like life journey stories. You know, they just happen to have a little.
You're about to make me go to Netflix or something.
Prejudice. Like a little Darcy Lizzie scenario going.
Okay.
I love this. What about you? What's your favorite love?
Goodness. You're gonna make me think about this one.
I'm on the hot spot. Yeah.
I would say my favorite love.
Mhm.
I like love and basketball.
That was a good see, but there was build up in that too.
Yeah.
Because they were like friends. They're like, do we want to admit the sexual tension? Do we want to admit it's here? Or, you know what I mean?
This is PG-13.
I took a right turn.
What was it like being with Courtney and watching him direct and do his thing behind the scenes and seeing him interact with the cast? And even when he spoke to you, he's telling you what to do.
Yeah.
What was that like?
So, Courtney in general, I'll just say we wouldn't be here without Courtney Glade. Everyone will know the name Courtney Glade. Write that down.
That's what I tell people.
Write that down. Write that down. Courtney Glade. I always like tell people not only is he like an incredible writer, incredible director, a visionary, but he's become one of our great friends and like someone I just treasure. But leading up to it, we were talking to Courtney on the phone all the time. It was an immediate connection with Courtney. And not only is Courtney so beautiful at directing on set, because he knows what he wants, but he also gives you a playground to figure out some things yourself. And he trusts you, puts trust in you to carry that through. But Courtney, and it sounds so funny, but especially as an actor, when you could look at certain people in the room, and Courtney's one of those, and you just feel immense safety to go to those places, like different emotions or different, just explore different avenues, having that safe space, especially when you're creating art as a collaborative team, it's so special. But I think this is really just the introduction of Courtney to the world because he's so phenomenal. He's so talented. I really can't say enough. Like this, he's amazing to work with. And
he really is, y'all. She is not lying.
Amazing.
He will speak life into everyone that he comes in contact with.
Yeah.
Even whenever.
It's such a beautiful energy, right?
When I first met him, I remember exactly where I met him. As soon as he opened his mouth and he started talking, I was like, who is he?
Yeah.
And just ever since.
Like, and we were teasing about it off camera, but literally, it's so funny. Like, he comes, he has like all these tats, and then he smiles, he talks, and you're like, teddy bear. Like, he's just, I mean, he's a joy to not only work with, but again, as a human being. Like, I just love Court.
I love it.
Yeah. Like, nothing but love.
Yeah.
The whole team. Everyone did
New beginnings. Phenomenal. New beginnings.
Yeah.
2023 and beyond.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah. Thank you.
Congrats. Man.
Thank you.
Y'all. That is it. Lisa. She came to visit. Thank you for watching the Roselyn Omaka Show. See you next time.
I don't want to do this anymore. Remember that guy, Johnny?
What happens when I touch you? Emma Leiden. She's an author.
What's the catch?
Emma, Sky's the one doing your reading today.
I've heard some amazing things about you. How did you do that?
We got to snap her out of it.
Sky? Hey, Mommy. What you doing?